Good morning. Today we are going to discuss about the perceptron learning. This is the supervised learning. Nothing but with the help of target, we are going to train the network. So, what is happening if you see? So, when you take Wi comma j plus 1, so you are computing the new weight. Wij is the old weight plus target minus output multiplied with input. So if you use this formula, new weight computation depends upon old weight as well as target and present output and whatever may be the input you are giving at that moment. So all these together we are making the new weight. So target is there, then we say supervised learning. So within this new weight depends upon old weight plus delta weight. So this is the delta weight, Tj minus Yj, Xij is the delta weight, where J is the jth iteration, T is the target. So initialize the weights and the learning rate if you want to use here. We have not taken any learning rate. Later we can add in the subsequent discussions. So at every moment you can calculate the new weight. So new weight depends upon the target. Accordingly, it will be adjusted. So that is the reason we are saying supervised learning. So weights initially you can take weights from 0 to some value, any random value, small value, and you can proceed further. During training, automatically network learns the things, and finally it may settle at a particular weight or weights. So what is this perceptron learning if you take? We are taking three possibility conditions here. Case 1, if an input vector is presented, so on the output of the neuron is correct, nothing but whatever the input if you apply, your output is equivalent to target. So both are same, then error value t minus y is 0. So this is t minus y error value we are taking. Target and output both are same, automatically you will get the 0. So weights, there is no need of any change. So then the weight vector w is not altered. So we are not going to change the weight. When you take case 2, if the neuron output is 0 and should have been 1, our target is 1 but actual output is 0, y0 and target is 1. So error t minus y if you perform, t is 1, y0, so you will get the 1. So whenever you get t minus by 1, so your new weightage, old weightage plus input you are taking, right? Because this is becoming 1. So x is added to the weight vector. This makes the weight vector point closer to the input vector. So increasing the chance that the input vector will be classified as a 1 in the future. Automatically your output also will reach 1. Reverse, if you take output is 1 and your target is 0, then your error value minus 1. So automatically your weight, this one, delta weight will become negative. So you are moving in opposite direction when compared the previous one. So there also we can achieve the target. So like that we can work out with these three cases. Case 1, no need of any change of W. Case 2, you can add delta weight to the W. Case 3, you can subtract the delta weight from the W. So this is the way we will implement the perceptron learning. So when you do simplification of this one, we know error t minus y, and the change to be made to the weight vector, we are talking about delta weight. So we are saying error t minus y multiplied by the input. So this is error, we say Ex. So the same way, if you take bias, that is the change in bias, then this is t minus y multiplied by 1. Why? Because in the bias case, this input value is 1. Why? Because this bias is nothing but a threshold. So threshold is always multiplied with one input. So that is the reason we are keeping input as 1 in the case of bias. Other cases input value may change, but here always we take 1 only. So that is the reason we are keeping 1 here. So it results error. Here error multiplied by input. So according to this perceptron learning rule, new weightage is computed old weightage plus Ex, that is the delta weight here is Ex. But whereas for bias, it is old whatever the value plus E only. Why? Because here input is always 1. That is the reason we are considering E. So this is the overall understanding of perceptron learning, how we are going to update weightages as well as the biases. Like that we can reach the target. If you compute y now is moving towards the target. Why? Because with the help of the target we are modifying weights as well as bias also. Now I will explain this concept with one simple example. So use the initial weights and bias as zeros. Initially we are taking all zeros. Calculate the final weights during the training phase. So this is the input to elements x1, x2, weights w1, w2, bias you are applying, so summing you are doing. You are getting the summation of input weights plus bias, that is applied to the activation function. This activation function is the hard limit. So nothing but w weight multiplied by x plus bias operated on this one. So this is the overall understanding. If it is hard limit 0 or positive, you will get the output 1, or otherwise you will get output negative. So this is one you take. Here we are taking x1, nothing but this x1 and x2, x1 and x2 are 2, and the target in this case is 0. If you take x2, nothing but x1 is 1, this small x2 is minus 2, in this case target is 1. Like that, if we take x3, this is the thing minus 2, 2, target is 0. Like that, x4, if you take minus 1 and 1, target is 1. So these are the 4 inputs you are taking, and you are start training the network. What will happen after training iteratively by using these input vectors and targets? Finally, you are going to settle with some weightages as well as biases. So there onwards, even though you change these input, nothing but alternatively x1, x2, x3, x4 you give. Once again x1, x2, x3, x4 you give. Once again x1, x2, x3, x4 you give. There will not be any change in weight or bias. That is the way you are going to fix weightages as well as biases. Once you compute the settled weights and settled biases, those things we will use for test purpose. Whenever you give new input, then that new input is multiplied with the settled weights and settled biases, you will get the output. So during training we are going to compute the weights, biases, so where you cannot get the changes, nothing but you'll get the settling point of weightages as well as settling point of biases. Until that you are going to give inputs continuously, x1, x2, x3, x4. So in this case, first we'll start with first one, x1, 2, 2 and target 0. According to the hard limit, weightages initially zeros, so that is the reason we are taking zeros. Input 2, 2, 2, 2 and this is 0, this is target 0. So target 0 you have to compare after that at the end to compute the error. This 0 is the bias, here bias 0. So this 0, 0 is nothing but W, this 0 is bias, this is input 2, 2. So this you do, you will get 0, hard limit of 0 here, this is 1, you will get output 1. But what is the target here? 0. Y1 target 0. According to the condition error t minus y, if you perform t is 0, this is 1, 0 minus 1 becomes minus 1. So error value minus 1, so you are computing the new weight by taking the old weight plus error into input. This is the way we are doing W12 this update. Like that we are going to update W22 by taking previous weight multiplied by error into that input vector. So in this is the first one is 2, second one also 2. That is the reason input x1 to x2 also 2. This minus 1 indicates error value minus 1. What is the previous weights? If you take W1, this is the first weight is 0, second weight also 0, first weight 0, second weight also 0. If you do, you will get minus 2 and minus 2. So new weight is minus 2 and minus 2. And the same way if you update the biases, so old bias is 0, error value minus 1, so your bias becomes minus 1. So this is the giving first input, you are getting the changed weights and changed bias like that. This is the case of first. Now I am going to give another input x2. I do the same type of solution for the x2 value. Now this is for second case x2. So now 1 minus 2 you are taking, 1 minus 2. What is the previous weights? Minus 2, minus 2. Previous bias minus 1 we are substituting. Now input applied is 1 minus 2. So if you do minus 2, this is minus 2, this is 4. So it becomes 2, 2 minus 1 becomes 1. So hard limit of 1 is equal to 1. Why? Because here it is 0 or 1 means output is always 1. So your output 1, what is the target in the x2 case? This is also 1. So what is the error? 0. So error 0. So there will not be any change in weight as well as there will not be change in bias. Whatever the previous values are there, same thing we are keeping as it is. So during x2 we are not changing. Why? Because you have met the target. Now we are going to do with x3. So x3 value also minus, this is 1, minus 2 and 2. This is minus 2 and 2. Previous bias minus 1. Previous weights minus 2, 2. If you do minus 2, 4. This is minus 4. So it becomes minus 1. Hard limit of minus 1. This is the negative. You will get 0. So if it is hard limit of 0 or positive, you will get 1. If it is negative, you will get 0. So output 0, target also 0 here, T3. So error 0, there will not be any change in weights. So weights are minus 2, bias also minus 1. We are not changing. Now we will go for X4 computation. So X4 is minus 1 and 1. Minus and 1. Previous bias minus 1. Weights minus 2, 2. If you do odd limit minus 1, you will get 0. Output 0, but target is 1. So error value becomes 1. So there will be the change in now weights. What is the previous weight? Minus 2. This is minus 2. What is the error? 1. 1. What is the input? Minus 1. That is the minus 1. So you will get minus 3. Now another weight. What is the previous weight? Minus 2. What is the error? 1. What is the input? 1. If you will get minus 1. So new weights becomes minus 3 and minus 1, minus 3 and minus 1. Bias, previous bias minus 1. What is the error? 1. So minus 1, 1 becomes 0, bias becomes 0, B5, 0. Now, weights are settled or not? No, unless you do iteratively, you cannot conclude. So that is the reason once again I am going to apply it x1. Now up to x4 is over. Once again I am applying x1. So if you take x1, 2, 2. Now present weights are minus 3, minus 1 and bias 0. So if you get the odd limit value minus, so automatically output 0. Your target also 0. There will not be any change in weights as it is we are keeping. Why? Because error value 0. Now we will apply x2 now once again. x2 1 minus 2 if you apply, your odd limit is negative, output becomes 0, but whereas your target here is 1. So error value 1. So you are updating weights as for the earlier discussion. So you are getting minus 2, minus 3 and bias also here error 1. Previous bias is 0, 0 plus 1 you will get 1. So weights are minus 2, minus 3 and bias is 1. This is the case of x2. Now we are going to work test with x3. x3 is minus 2, 2, minus 2, 2. Odd limit of negative 0. So your target also 0. There will not be any change. Now if you see previous weight minus 2, minus 3 and 1. Here also same. Now we will test with, you cannot conclude. Why? Because you have to get the same weightages with all inputs. Now where you got this one minus 2 minus 3 you got while checking 1 minus 2. So while checking 1 minus 2 you got this one. Now when you are checking minus 2 2 also you got the same one. So this one and this one you got the same one. Now we are going for x4. x4 minus 1 and 1, hard limit 0, you are getting 1, error value 0. So here also you are getting same one. So at the second iteration, this point onwards you got the same weightages. So second iteration also over. Now will you conclude here itself? No. Why? Because you are not tested with x1. So we are going for third one. Third time you are applying the input. So once again you are applying with 2, 2. This bias hard limit is 0. So error value t minus y, here also you are getting 0. Now your weights are settled. Now x2 you got the same weight, x3 you got the same weight, x4 you got the same weights, x1 also you got the same weights. Now your total process is completed. In the third iteration you got this settlement. So now whatever these 4 inputs you apply, always you will get the weights same. So this is why output, target and error value. Now error in all cases we made 0 now. So this is the overall understanding how we are going to update the weights till we get this table weights and stable bias, we are giving training. Now network is trained. Now you know new weights and biases. This is the way we are updating weights and biases. So epochs. So first time you do all inputs, if you apply, set epochs to 1, so the train will go through the input vectors just one time, nothing but x1, x2, x3, x4. In the previous example, how many epochs are needed to get the stable? First time net weights are not stable. Second time, that is the second input onwards, you got the stable, but you have not tested the first. That is the reason you are going for third one. Third time you got the settlement. So number of epochs needed in that case, it was 3. So at the third epoch, you got the network is converged, you got the stable state. So that is the meaning of epochs. How many epochs, it depends upon inputs and where you are going to get the settlement. That is the idea. So to conclude perceptron learning, so your new weights depends upon old weights and error and input. Here they have added even alpha, that is called learning rate parameter. This is also varies from 0 to 1. So earlier case, in the calculation we have taken alpha indirectly as 1. So here 1 means you will get the t minus y into x. That's all. That is the only thing. So this is the final perceptron learning they have concluded. So delta weight now becomes alpha, t minus y and x. So this is the way we are computing the new weights every time. Now if you take how we are computing new weights is in perceptron learning. Your target 0, learning rate 0.2 we have taken, inputs 0.4 and minus 0.2, your bias value 0.1, input 0.8 and 0.3 output. So your target is 0, x11 0.8, this is another input 0.3, weightage 0.4, another weightage minus 0.2. If you do summation of all these things here, you are getting 0.26. But what is the threshold? 0.1. So 0.26 is greater than threshold. Greater than threshold, your input greater than threshold, then output becomes 1. So once output 1, target 0, you are substituting this one. Target 0, output 1, output 1. What is the input? That is the previous weightage, Wij, 0.4 this case. 0.2 is the learning rate, 0.2. This 0.8 is the input, 0.8, and you are getting 0.24. In second case, it is minus 0.2 old weightage, 0.2 learning rate, 0 minus 1 as it is, target 0, output 1, and input 0.3, you are getting minus 0.26. Now if you observe what is happening in the weight, here earlier 0.4, now reduced. Why it has reduced? Because your output is 1, target is 0. So that is the reason you got this reduction. So like that it will be updated, you will get the settlement. Same example, this threshold is taken here as input. This is the convenient for you for manipulating. Why? Because you are going to update even bias also now. One earlier we have computed 0.24 minus 0.26, but we have not changed this one. So now we are changing even this one also. By bringing this one here, we are updating this weight also. So when you bring this one, your threshold is 0.1. Generally, we subtract this one from this one. So that is the reason we are keeping minus 0.1. Always this is 1. So in this also you can proceed. If you want to update even bias also. This is the bias updation. So present weightage minus 0.1. Your learning rate 0.2. Your target 0. Output 1. Previously, what is the input? That is the 1. That is the 1. This 1 we are keeping 1. You got minus 0.3. Now this also changing. So all these three are changing according to this relationship. Now we'll take a bigger example here. According to this, here this formula Wx summation of all these things greater than 0 y1 otherwise y0. This is the condition. Weight updation same as perceptron learning we are taking weight updation by using this formula. With the 3 inputs plus 1 extra input which constant value is equal to 1 for the bias. So total inputs and bias 3 inputs 1 bias. Target is mentioned. Weights are mentioned. And learning rate alpha value 1 given. Initial weights all 0. Initial weights all 0. So you start training with 0, 0, 1, 1, 1, 1, 0, 1 and 0, 1, 1. Our interest is to reach this target, nothing but 0, 1, 1, 0. This is the 0, 1, 1, 0 is our target. These are all biases. So weighted sum output you will get anyway as per the neuron process. Change in weights you will get like this. So new weights, every case you are computing new weights. At this moment, what is this row? You have to fill this one. Nothing but you have to compute the new weights here. So you want to compute this new weights. This is the diagram given. So fourth case, what is your input value? Input value 0, 1, 1, 1. Why? Because bias also we are considering as input. So 0, 1, 1. What is the target in this case? It is 0. Target 0. What are the weights here in this case? 1, 1, 1, 1. So weights are 1, 1. Nothing but old weights. Present case, these are the weights. So weighted sum, if you take input multiplied by weights, 0 multiplied by 1, 1 multiplied by 1, 1 multiplied by 1, 1 multiplied by 1. So 0 multiplied by 1, like that if you do, you will get 3. So weighted sum is greater than 0. Here you are computing weighted sum is greater than 0, then output becomes 1. So here weighted sum 3, output is 1, we have filled 3 and 1. Now you have to change in weights, you have to compute. Change in weights depends upon previous weight. Previous weight 1. This is target 0 in this case. Output is 1. So 0 minus 1. What is the input? This is 0. Input 0. So you are getting 0 value. So this is the what you call change in weight, delta weight 0. We are keeping 0 here. Second case, delta weight. What is the previous weight if you take 1? 1 we are keeping. Target 0, output 1, 0 minus 1. What is the input? Here it is 1. So 1. If you do, you are getting minus 1. So minus 1 copied here. Like the case of 3, your previous one, weight 1, 0, target 0, 1, output 1, your input also 1, you are getting minus 1, that minus 1 is copied. Fourth case, your old weight is 1, this is 0 target, this 1 output 1, input also here 1, 1 minus 1 you are getting minus 1. These are the change in weights, nothing but delta weights. Del W computation. Now new weights, nothing but present whatever the weights plus this one, if you perform you will get the new weight. So this 1 0 you will get 1, 1 minus 1 you will get 0, 1 minus 1 you will get 0, 1 minus 1 you will get 0. So these are the new weights. So at the fourth iteration you will get this one 1 0 0. This is the way we will solve the problems in the case of perceptron learning. Nothing but we are taking the error, according to the error we are changing the weights. If you see this diagram, so input vectors, one or more hidden neurons, and you are getting a xn. This is the output neuron, and here weights are there. We are comparing target and output. Error is there, we are changing weights. Suppose error value 0, no need of any change. This change can be sometimes positive, sometimes negative, based on the comparison of t and y. So this is the neural network learning rule and error correction, how we are correcting the error. And later they have proposed delta learning rule, that is the gradient based. So according to that they have taken cost function in this one. Cost function based on error they have considered. So cost function E is equal to half E square. E square is nothing but error square. Error is nothing but target minus output. So this is half E square. Y is the function of, anyway we know, multiplication of W and X. So that is the same thing substituted. So if you take gradient of this E, then dou E by dou W, this whole thing is differentiated with respect to of this W. Then 2 becomes here multiplied half, that is the 2 multiplied by half already there. This 2 comes here. X square is nothing but 2x, within that once again differentiation. So x as it is we have copied, and within that differentiable term is only this one minus this one. So minus f dash we are keeping, nothing but this is the differentiation. This dash indicates the differentiation of this function. So if you simplify this one, you will get the change in weight. This is a del gradient E, you are getting minus of this one, and then change in weight you are getting as learning rate t minus y as it is. Here you are getting the gradient of that function. So that is the delta learning rule, gradient based. Like this, if you work out, you will get the better settlement with less iterations. So it is a continuous differentiable activation. So we are using gradient based method, this one. So earlier without gradient we have worked out with nothing but alpha t minus y error and multiplied with input. Now only the change is gradient of this term we are taking. So we say this type of method is gradient based method. So delta learning rule, anyway we know error, that cost function is half t minus y square we take, and based on this function gradient based method we will work out. If the activation function is linear, then automatically this gradient will become 1, then you will get a formula of the earlier formula as it is. Otherwise you have to do with this differentiation with respect to weights. So this is the working phenomena of delta learning rule, gradient based. Our interest is to minimize the error. Suppose if you take one example, the mean squared error is applied to the context of feed forward networks. If the particular error formula for single data item forward feed process is applied, what is the error for a target value 10 and an estimate of 7 for a particular output value? Target is 10. Your estimate is 7. Target 10, estimate 7. 10 minus 7, 3. 3 square, 9. 9 divided by 2, 4.5. The error measure is 4.5 in this case. Like that, we work out with this perceptron learning and delta learning rule with some minor modification. So, this is the way we implement the supervised learning. So, for better understanding, you will get the lot of literature in internet. So many publications are there, you refer, you will get the better knowledge on this one. So, thank you for your attention. In the next class, we will see neural networks, that is the convolution neural networks and recurrent neural networks.